Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for June the 2nd. I'm going to be pulling one card for overall energy and one card for each sign after that. And we'll just see what shows up. Okay, let's look at overall energy for today. What do we have? The Tower. Yippee. Yippee skippy. Okay. So the Tower talks about a big shakeup that's happening. We're going to look at where that's happening in everybody's lives. But a big shakeup doesn't necessarily have to be something that's happening externally. Sometimes it can be a major shift in our perspective on things, which changes how we interact with the world. So we're just going to look and see what actually shows up here. And we're not going to get too worked up about this. We're going to let the cards tell the rest of the story. Also, the other reason we're not going to get too worked up about this is that when we have a tower, when we have a major shakeup like this, it's generally some type of wake-up call that's really coming into us. And it may be one that really takes us by surprise. It may not be so pleasant, but it does propel us forward in a direction that has us repairing whatever the tower broke. And so what we find at the end of the day is that whatever the tower displaced or threw out of commission, whenever we replace that and go back to getting a sense of security back in our lives that that tower originally brought, what we find is that the new thing and the upgrade is much better than how things used to be before our tower experience. So, long story is actually a good one. Talks about overcoming, not just surviving, but overcoming. And yeah, when the tower shows up like this, it's just the beginning of the process, and the beginning can be a little bit rough, but the ending is worth it. Okay. So let's take a peek at Aries. Aries, 5 of Wands, showing up with the overall energy being the Tower card. That is just telling me that you've got a lot of things going on and you're really scattering your energy. And because the energy is being scattered and you're having a hard time focusing on, one or two things that you're making priority, what ends up happening is that something kind of blows up. It doesn't do too well. There's a big shakeup on something because you just don't have enough energy and effort to keep up with everything that you've got going on your plate. So there's a big shakeup here that happens. So time to reset priorities whenever this happens and figure out, okay, well, where do I go from here? I see what I was doing that threw me off before. Where do I go from here? How do I adjust and improve and move forward? Okay, what do I want to focus on basically? Alrighty, Taurus, Knight of Pentacles. What's going on here? Taurus, I have to say, with this Knight of Pentacles coming up and the Tower being in the overall energy, I think that you're the one that is causing the big shakeup in your life, and I think that you're the one who is doing it for a very specific reason. Okay, this could be you deciding that you want to leave a employer, could be deciding you want to leave a somebody that you're dating. This is you really shaking things up, and you're doing it. It's something that this is not a surprise to you when this card comes into play, because with that Knight of Pentacles, you've basically been planning for this. You've been making sure that you were ready to burn this bridge that you're burning, or however you want to word it. You've been preparing because you knew that sooner or later you were going to create this shakeup, and so you wanted to be ready so that it would not have any kind of negative impact on you, that it would help you to move forward. Okay, that's for Taurus. Next up, let's look at Gemini. Gemini's Knight of Swords. Very typical for you guys. All right, so Geminis, what I'm feeling here is that you do have some kind of big shakeup happening in your day with this Tower being in the collective energy. And with the Knight of Swords, I think it really just motivates you to get into action really quickly, to be communicating with people about finding a solution here. This would be something like, for instance, say that you suddenly and unexpectedly lost your job on the Tower card. This would be like, okay, you know what? I've got my resume. It's time to email it out. Where are the email addresses? This tower is actually really propelling you into action, and very quickly you are communicating with other people around you to start to look for a solution to whatever this tower has shaken up in your life, Geminis. We like to see that. It's a very nice, positive, forward-thinking response. Cancers. Cancer, Cancer. Page of Pentacles in reverse. So Cancers, this really tells me kind of the nature of the tower situation in your life. The tower is the overall energy. Page of Pentacles in reverse is basically saying that you got some kind of information about money or about material goods that is not the kind of message that we like to hear. Something like an invoice is much bigger than we thought it would be, or the paycheck is much smaller than we thought it would be. Something like that. So something negative about, money or material sources. Now, I think that this has triggered some kind of tower for you. It feels to me like you were probably planning on doing something with some money that you thought you would have today, or with some kind of resources you thought you would have today, and this may be the deadline, and this is saying, okay, now I've got to really shake things up, because I've got to figure out what I'm going to do about money here, because what I was counting on isn't here. I need to make a move. How am I going to do that? So this really puts you into a mode of, okay, what am I going to do to rectify this situation? All right. All right, and who was that? That was Cancer. Okay. Let's look at Leo. And by the way, for those of you who think I do candy coating, I guess you get to think again, right? So I don't actually do candy coating. For those of you who this video is not positive enough for you, here's my deal with Sacred Spirit. My deal with Sacred Spirit is that whatever comes through for my people is going to be for their highest and best good. Now, life is not all sunshine and daisies. Sometimes what's for our highest and best good is not all sunshine and daisies either. So when things like this come through, I am trusting Sacred Spirit that you guys having the heads up on this is going to be what's for your highest and best good. Okay? But the tarot is going to reflect life as it is. It's not going to make up silliness and make us think that we're going to be walking around chewing bubble gum and blowing bubbles and smelling daisies today when we've got other stuff going on. So I don't candy coat like that, and there's a reason why you need to know about this. So here's the thing. We're looking at who now? This is Leo's. So Leo's Three of Swords in reverse. We like this card much better than we like it right side up, by the way, along with the Tower for the overall energy. So Tower for overall energy does talk about a big shakeup. Three of Swords in reverse talks about healing. Here's something that, oh, wow. You guys definitely have something sudden and unexpected happening. Whatever that is, whatever that big shakeup is, actually allows for some healing for you emotionally. Okay? So this could be that, maybe you have a situation with somebody that you care about, whether it's romantic or otherwise, and maybe you've been kind of heartbroken about something that happened, something they said, something that was done, and you didn't really understand what was going on and why things panned out the way that they did. And so just been feeling kind of heartbroken about it, not knowing why. Here's the thing. When the Tower shows up like this is a major shakeup. For me, what this feels like for you guys is that now you understand. Something has happened here that has been completely unexpected, that has allowed you to understand what is really going on in this situation that hasn't been feeling so good lately. Okay? And as you're understanding what's really been happening behind the scenes, now you get it. You know what's been going on in front of the scenes. You understand why that's been happening. And so now this allows you to heal up. So many times when we have a heartache or heartbreak, just having appropriate information helps us to move forward in a healthy, productive way. I feel like this is what's going on for you, Leos. You guys are getting the appropriate information that you need to help you to move forward productively and to heal up from this hurt. Okay? So this actually turns out to be a very good thing for you. All right. In the long run, it turns out to be a good thing for everybody, but I think you're going to see some of the benefit much quicker than some of the rest of us. All right, so that's Leo. Next up, let's look at Virgo. Okay, so Virgo's Nine of Cups showing up in reverse. Virgo, Virgo. And with the Tower and the overall energy. Virgos, I think that you've been really dissatisfied. You've been wanting to do some other things. You've been wanting to reach certain goals, and you've been kind of stuck in this, I don't want to say procrastination energy, but definitely kind of stuck energy where you haven't really felt like you had the opportunity to move forward towards those goals. Well, now you do. There's some big shakeup that really, excuse me, part of it has come about because of this restlessness that you have, and it allows you to free yourself from this restlessness. So if there's something that you've been wanting to do or to do more of, this tower affords you the opportunity to really go for it. Where before, I feel like whatever this is that got shook up before, I think it felt more like velvet handcuffs. Well, now the velvet handcuffs are off. So now you get to mash the gas on whatever this is that is going to make you feel more satisfied and more fulfilled. Okay, who is that? That would be Virgo. Yes. So next up is Libra. Libra, Five of Swords in reverse. Woohoo! Okay. Okay. So Five of Swords in reverse with the Tower showing up right side up. Here's what I think is happening for you guys, Libras, or what I should say, I feel like what's happening, what I'm picking up that's happening, is that you guys have some kind of big shakeup that's happening in your world, and where you were not able to see eye to eye with some other people in your life, whatever this shakeup is, has you making peace with those other people. You guys are coming together as one to do something about this big shakeup. And any kind of arguments, debates, those are being dropped at least temporarily so that you guys can move forward productively in spite of this big shakeup. Okay? So this big shakeup is making you realize how petty the arguments and the disagreements were before, so that now you can have a common goal that you can focus on and move forward with. Okay? Now, looking next at Scorpio. I'm almost afraid. Scorpio, Queen of Wands showing up in reverse. Whew, a lot of stuff kind of hit me on this one. So overall energy being the Tower, there is some kind of big shakeup with our Queen of Wands showing up in reverse. This is really interesting. Okay, so I feel like a lot of us Scorpios have been kind of in this place of, you know what, I'm not really all that interested in dating, especially those of us who are single. I'm really not that interested in creating a new relationship. I really kind of want to just, you know, chase the bag and do my own thing, just do my thing. And I think for us, this big shakeup, I'm getting a couple of different stories here, but this big shakeup could be that we meet somebody who really wants to move forward with a relationship with us. And we kind of don't know what to do about it, because I don't think we would have really hurt the other person's feelings, but at the same time, we're really reticent to leave behind our freedom. So I think we're a little bit stuck about what we want to do moving forward with this situation. Okay? Just because we don't know how to handle this in a way that's graceful and tactful, and that leaves everybody all in one piece whenever it's all said and done. Now, I do think that this is going to be a big surprise to us whenever this shows up and somebody expresses interest like that. Now, for others of us, I feel like this Tower could be the idea that somebody is wanting to put us in a third-party situation. They're wanting to have us be, the happy to be it side piece or something like that. And we're not having it. With that Queen of Wands on reverse, we're not having that. We're like, no, mm-mm. You go do you, I'm going to do me. There is no reason for me to be sucked into anything like that. Okay? So I know that is definitely focused on love life today for those of us who are Scorpios. And I normally try to be much more open and allow for room for other things. But that's just kind of the way it fell out today. Now, if it happens to apply in the business world, then this would be somebody that would be trying to get us to be like their business partner, but at the same time, they've really already got a business partner, and so this is kind of a precarious situation where things are a little hazy and muddy about whose role is what in business here. Okay. But I gotta say, that was not my first impression at all. I think we've got a love life situation happening here. Notice I said situation, not relationship. Not even a situationship, just a situation. How can we be tactful and graceful and handle this without any casualties in the situation? That's what we're looking at. All right, so that's Scorpios. Next up, let's look at Sagittarius. And if it doesn't apply to you, then check your rising or moon sign. That's all I could say. Sagittarius. You guys have the Chariot showing up here. Two major arcanas for you guys. Sagittarius with the Chariot. Sagittarius, you may have something going on with your vehicle or with transportation today. Either with your vehicle specifically, where something happens, maybe you have a flat tire or the alternator went out, or some kind of maintenance needs to happen with the vehicle, so it's not really taking you as far as it normally does. For others of you, this could be something to do with transportation. This could be that you had some kind of transportation planned. Maybe you were going to take a flight to your vacation destination, and now there's something that happened with that flight, and so now all of a sudden it's not actually going there, something like that. I'm going to say, because I know some of you are thinking it, I can feel y'all. With this Tower energy, it kind of looks explosive here. I don't feel like it's anything really explosive or anything with fire behind it that's actually happening here. I feel like it's not that major. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like anybody's in the air and an engine explodes on the plane. I don't feel like it's anything like that. I just feel like there's something going on where the travel is canceled or rearranged some way in a sudden and unexpected way, and it may mess with your deadlines more than anything else. Okay. Okay, so next up we have, who was that? That was Sagittarius. Next up we have Capricorn. Capricorn, Seven of Wands, Seven of Wands. What's going on here? Wow, Capricorns. Seven of Wands with the overall energy being that Tower card tells me that you've got some kind of situation you're basically trying to stay out of or stay away from. I think that you know of somebody who is very likely to be about to lose their temper. Let's say it that way. And I think that you're just trying to keep your distance from that person today. I think they definitely lose their temper. Looks to me like you're able to keep your distance from them. So that's cool. Some of you Capricorns may even be getting restraining orders because of this person and their temper. With that Seven of Wands, that could be the way that you're keeping your distance from this person. Obviously, they're not going to be very happy about it with this Tower showing up in the overall energy. Oh well, they don't have to be happy about the idea that you might need a little bit of extra help in keeping them from bothering you. All right, so let's see who's up next. That's going to be Aquarius. Aquarius, you guys have the Two of Swords showing up in reverse. So Two of Swords showing up in reverse talks to me about confusion over something. And with this Tower card showing up right over here, there is something going on that has you confused. It's a sudden and unexpected removal of something that made you feel safe and secure. And when it's removed, I think that this has you confused about, okay, well, what do I do next? And that's kind of, honestly, that's kind of the typical reaction to the Tower is, okay, well, what do I do next? Because obviously the plans as I made them are not standing. And so that's what I see. I see you really just sorting through that confusion and getting on your feet. But definitely having that initial sense of confusion with the situation. Okay. I am also going to say for a lot of you Aquarians, I think whatever this Tower is, I think it's going to be happening at nighttime because this moon is really hitting me predominantly as I'm looking at that card. All right, next let's look at, or at least after dark or before light, one or the other. Pisces. Pisces. Three of Wands showing up in reverse for those of you who are Pisces. This is just telling me that whatever's going on in this Tower energy is the overall energy where something that you that did make you feel secure has suddenly and unexpectedly been removed from your experience. I think that has just caused you to adjust your plans for the future, adjust your long-term plans. Where you might have had plans before, now you're adjusting those, you're changing those as is appropriate when there's been a big shakeup. Okay, so that's all I've got. That's all I've got for you guys. Thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate it. Everybody have a fantastic day. Let that Tower do its work and get rid of something that's been holding you back and bring in something awesome and fantastic. I'll see you guys back on the next video. Peace out.